So today we're going to be doing our Art to Remember project. Again, this is our fundraiser project where your parents can purchase this artwork on backpacks and pillows or on canvas and magnets, or you can get stickers for yourself of your own work and you can trade them with your classmates. So Art to Remember sends us paper that is already pre-cut. And that is the size they want us to use and the paper that they recommend we use. They're also going to make sure that we go all the way to the edges of our paper. So keep that in mind as we're going. We're going to try a couple different things today. We're going to use watercolor, so you guys should have watercolor at your table. So you need your paintbrush, your water, and then we're going to use something called oil pastels, and then we're only going to be using our black oil pastel. So you want to pick 3 or 4 colors that you want to paint your entire paper. Now, do not wet the entire paper because we want to make sure it's dry enough for us to finish this project today. So do not make it soaking wet. You don't need that much water to create this. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a background of just our watercolors. So I think I'm going to stick with cool colors. So that's purple, green, and blue. You can decide if you would like to use warm colors or a rainbow. Be careful when using the rainbow because we don't have a lot of time. And I know you guys like to take your time when making rainbows, so we want to stick with 3 or 4 colors, not the whole rainbow. So I am going to start with purple. And notice I'm getting water on my brush first, then into the paint, then onto the paper. And I'm going to start at the top. And this should be very light. So water, watercolor, then paper. And I'm just going to repeat that process as I go. This is also going to help us to not mix the colors in our watercolor palette. That way they don't get all muddy. So there's my purple. Again, we're doing this nice and light. This isn't dark at all. So this should dry in a matter of minutes. Then I'm going to move on to my blue. Actually, I'm going to use this lighter blue here. And to blend the colors, I just dip a little bit into the water and just put water on the paper. Again, it's not a lot of water, just enough to blend them. Going until my paper is filled. On to my next color, which is going to be green. And then remember to blend it. I can just use a little bit of water to blend. You notice I'm just dipping my brush into the water. I'm not swishing it around or damaging the brush bristles. I think at the very end here, I'm going to use a dark green. Yep, dark green. Again, you can copy mine, or you can use your own colors. That is up to you. So this should only take about 5 minutes, and then we're going to let it dry quickly. Bottom my purple. There we go. So we're going to let that dry. I'm going to make sure that my paint is snapped and put away. My water is cleaned up and put away because we are done with that part of the project. Paintbrushes are clean. So again, just taking a pause to clean up after ourselves with all of our paint because we are done with paint. So my painting is pretty dry. It's not stopping wet, so I use very little water to make this happen, and it's already dry within a couple minutes. You guys will have a little bit more time of drying time because you'll be cleaning up your paint. If you need me to pause the video, I'll pause the video. The next thing we want to do is take our oil pastel, and we're going to make a palm tree. So it's going to be in black. It's going to be the silhouette of a palm tree. And we want to start down at the bottom of our paper. We want to make a curve up. And then starting next to the line we made right here, we're going to follow that line down and then curve out. So again, from the bottom to the top, and then from the top to the bottom. Then we're going to put our leaves on our palm tree. So I'm going to start on this side, which is away from the hand I draw, just so it doesn't get messy. And I'm going to start here and make a curve out, just like that. And then coming in, I'm going to make some shapes there and come back in. So again, I curved out, then I did some square and triangle shapes coming back in. And it's okay if you mess this up in the middle because we're going to cover that. And we're going to put 5 leaves or 5 branches on our palm tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in the same way I did this one. Except when I do the ones on the other side, it'll be a little bit different. So pay attention. So still on this side, we're going to go out and then in. And then here on the other side, we're going to go out this way and then in. Again, I'm using little triangle and square shapes. And then your middle one can go in either direction. Mine's going to go this way. Just like that. And then all that's left to do is to color this entire tree in with our black oil pastel. So it's easier to start at the top and go to the bottom, but that's your preference because oil pastel can be really messy. And we don't want to get it all over the place. And we also don't want to smudge up our own painting. With oil pastel, you can color in really dark, fill in all the white spaces, and it looks just like a silhouette of a tree. Now, we won't be taking these home because they do have to be sent in, but you will get them back at a later date. I don't remember if they send the originals back or if they just send your... I think they send the originals back, but I'm not positive. But they do send you an order form where you can get, like I said, you can get stickers and canvas, pillowcases, Christmas ornaments, and it's just a really cool keepsake that you can have of your artwork for the rest of your life. So I really want you guys to take your time with this. I know we like to fool around and talk. Now, if you want to add a little sandhill, you can. I think I'm going to leave mine. Maybe I won't. I'm going to add a little sandhill. I'm keeping mine very close to the bottom, though, because I don't want to cut off too much of the trunk of the tree. And then that can be my ground. And then I would like you to find some place on here to write your name and the year. So I'm gonna do Miss B. And then 2022. Yours does not have to be here. You can write it on the side of the trunk. You can write it in the sky. You just want to make sure your name is on there. Visible, really pretty for everybody to see when they do get your artwork. And that's going to be our piece for today.